Okay, so we'll start off standing. Oops. And we'll inhale, raising both hands up over your head. And then we'll drop one hand down by your side, doesn't matter which hand. We'll slide that hand down your leg and stretch across that top arm, wiggling your fingers, kind of open up that shoulder girdle. You give a little wave to someone if there's someone else watching you in the room. If not, you can just wave to me and I'll see it. All right. Come on back up to center. Both hands come up to the sky, switch sides. Sliding that other hand down your leg, reaching that top arm over your body and then rolling over your shoulder to get that big stretch through your rib cage and your lats. On an exhale, coming back up, both hands come up to the sky again, and then glitter fingers all the way down into an easy forward fold. Just letting your head and arms relax. Coming on down, you shake out your head, shake out your arms. And then bending at the knees and curling all the way up to standing, raising both hands up over your head. Exhale, hands down by your sides. So we're going to start off with just multi-joint movement with a forward lunge, alternate toe touch. So reach forward, reach for your opposite foot, come up with your hand over your head, and then switch sides. So you're just going one, like forward lunge, reaching for your opposite toe. This is getting all your joints moving. We're going to do a total set of 20. So just kind of count out at your own pace. And just kind of get moving. Good, Jim. I see you're getting nice and deep. Lunge. Tom, you're getting good action going on. Jamie, solid. Good. And so I think I got 4 more to go. One more for good measure. And super duper. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do are called plank half jack burpees. So a half jack burpee is you do a jumping jack, pop yourself out into a plank, and then come back up into your jumping jack. So you guys can start whenever you're ready. We're going to go for a set of 10 of these. Don't have to do a push-up at the bottom, but you do want to try and get that little hop at the top to kind of get your body moving, get your heart rate up. And you got one more. Great. So next one is a squat to lunge. So go down into your squat position, keeping your back really straight, and do a profile so you can see. You're going to take a step back into a lunge and back into your squat. So your legs never straighten as you just keep doing lunge. We're going to do 20 of these total. 8, good, Sam. See that? 2 more. 20. Good. So once you finish your 20 of those, we're going to come into a plank position and just do shoulder taps. So being on your toes and your hands, we're going to reach and tap opposite shoulder 20 times. If this feels kind of hard on your shoulders or wrists, you can do it from your knees as well as a variation. Just start whenever you're ready. Going for 20. Same, try and drop your butt down just a little bit. Great, and then once you finish your 20, That's awesome. We're going to come sitting on your butt. We're going to do Russian twists. So ideally with your feet off the floor, you can clasp your hands together and keeping your back straight. We're going to twist side to side 20 times. If that kind of feels untight, sore here in your hips or your lower back, you can drop your heels down to the floor, but ideally, twisting side to side. Whenever you get to 20, you get to 20 and you're done. Cool. And then once you finish those, we'll get you on your hands again, and we're going to do a set of 20 push-ups. Push-ups can be done on your toes or on your knees. So if you're doing them on your knees, you're going to keep your elbows close to your side and your back straight, lowering your chin down to the floor and pushing yourself up. If on your toes, you're keeping your body straight and pushing away. Count out 20 reps. Once you finish your 20, you can rest for about 20 seconds, and then we're going to go back to the beginning of the superset. So now that we've done each exercise, you know what's going to happen next. Okay, back to the beginning. Forward lunge, alternate toe touch. Set of 20 reps, so big step forward, reaching towards that opposite toe. Come up with your hand over your head. Nice, Tom, it looks like you're waving to me each time your hand comes up. And you can make this as fabulous as you want. The hand that comes up and be like, woohoo! But then again, it is Monday morning. But then again, it is Star Wars Day. Good, whenever you get to 20, stop, give yourself a little tap on the shoulder, and we're gonna do the half jack to burpee. So jumping jack, plank, pop back up into your jumping jack. 10 of these. Too much fun. Okay, coming into your squat. Squat to lunge. So hands can be out in front of you or on your hips, but your knees are staying bent. And you're stepping back into a lunge, holding that bend in your knees. For 20 lunges total. Nice, Ruben. Think about keeping your shoulders up. There you go. Nice. And let's get set of 20. Okay, shoulder taps. So going down into your plank, holding that strong plank and tapping opposite shoulder. And even if you start on your toes, if you need to drop down to your knees, totally fine. So 20 taps. Trying to keep your butt down so it's level with the floor, not piking your butt up towards the ceiling. so once you finish your 20 of those, sit on your butt. We're gonna go back to the Russian twists. So remember, these can be either heels on the floor or feet floating in the sky. Keeping your back straight, twisting side to side, trying to tap the floor on either side for 20 times. Can you imagine someone's like pulling you from the heart? So it's your heart is pulling up towards the ceiling and your shoulder blades are drawing back. Once you finish your 20 of those, we'll come to your last set of, hey, I'm doing push-ups on a Monday in my bedroom or my living room. Okay, so 20 push-ups, either on your toes or on your knees. But no matter which way you're doing them, try and get a good range of motion. So try to go as deep as you can and push the world away from you. And then once you finish your 20 push-ups, stop for a second, get a drink of water. So this morning my kids are too young to watch Star Wars yet. So I kind of tell them the story. I'm like, yeah, there's Darth Vader. He used to be a good guy, but now he's a bad guy. And his son, it's a good guy, he wants him to be a bad guy. And without the movie, it's so hard to explain that story. But we'll get there eventually. Maybe one of you can explain it to him later. Okay, so we're gonna take a forward lunge to a reverse lunge, 10 on each side. So forward lunge, straight into a reverse lunge, that's 1. That's 2. 9, and 10. We'll switch sides. Forward lunge, reverse lunge. Great. So what we're going to do is start off standing. These are called plank jacks. Hands up over your head. Walk yourself out into a plank, and you do like a jumping jack on the floor. Walk yourself back up. We're going to go for 10 of these. Start whenever you're ready. Nine. One more. Can name those death stars too. Okay. So we're going to do crab kicks. So crab kicks where you're resting on your butt. And your hands are posting behind you. pushing your butt up off the floor. You're gonna reach and touch your opposite toe for a set of 20 times. 3. Okay, so we're going to do a push-up to a spinal twist. So again, these can be done on your knees. So if you're doing these on your knees, you do your push-up and then open up one arm out to the side. If you're doing them on your toes, it's the same thing, only you open up a little bit wider and you roll through the hips. So your hips are facing up. We're going to go for a total set of 20. Start whenever you're ready. Try and open up through the shoulder as you come up. Nice job, Ruben. Open up through the shoulder. Nice. From where I'm sitting, I'm watching this in gallery mode. It looks like a bunch of birds trying to fly. One's right there, arms up to the sides. Super cute. Okay. Once you finish your 20, we're going to come into prisoner squats with a jump. So the way that that's going to look is we're going to do a jump every other prisoner squat. So prisoner squats where your hands are behind your head. You go down, that's one. And then the second one, you jump. Okay? So we're going to do 20 of these total. So 10 with a jump, 10 without a jump. Once you finish your 20 of those, stop, rest for a second, get about 20 seconds of rest. Make a little mental note, Jim, next time you do these, more bunny hop. Think about using your butt as you come up. So it's not your calves that are pushing you off the floor, but it's your butt that's creating so much momentum that your feet leave the floor. Okay, so back to forward lunge, reverse lunge. 10 on each side. 1. 2. Remember, always chest up, shoulders back. 10. Once you finish your 10, just go right into the other side. Wait until everyone finishes. And we're good to go. Okay, so plank jacks. When you raise your hands over your head, walk yourself out into your plank, do your jack. I wonder why they call them jacks and not gyms. Jim, this one is for you. We're gonna rename them to plank gyms. Or Toms. Plank Toms. Plank Rubens. I totally lost count while I was talking about all the different planks. Okay, I think I have one more to go. Ta-da! Whenever you're done with that, come onto your butt. We're going to do another set of 20 crab kicks. So butt comes up off the floor and tap your opposite toe. And if this feels like too much, you can also do this on your butt. But once you get on your hands and feet, it makes it a lot harder. Your core has to work. More than that, your shoulders have to work to keep you stabilized from falling over. Nice Sam. This looks like a Ukrainian folk dance. And then whenever you get to 20, we're going to do side-to-side push-ups. I mean, not side-to-side push-ups, push-up to a side plank. So again, whether you want to start these on your toes and then go to your knees, or do them all one way or the other, just as long as you're opening up through the shoulder as much as you can until you feel a stretch through the front part of your chest, maybe your lower back. So we're going to go for a set of 20. Start whenever you're ready. Once you finish with these, rest for like 10 or 20 seconds, and we're going to come into prisoner squat jumps. And I'm actually super happy that this is a recorded call. That smell. Good thing about Zoom. It's just video and audio, but no smell comes through. All right, so hands behind your head. You do your squat, and then the second one, your feet leave the floor. Jim, try and use your butt as much as you can. 20 total. Nice, Jamie. Good. Let's finish those. We'll rest for like about 60 seconds, get a sip of water. We'll start our next superset after this. Get you going, you know? Okay, so next thing that we're gonna do is a crawl out to a push-up with a tap. It's a lot of words, but it's actually a lot simpler than that. So you start out in a squat position. Feet can be flat on the floor, or you can get up on your toes. Doesn't really matter, but you're gonna walk yourself out into a push-up and then reach forward like you're tapping on something. If you have something to actually tap onto, that's awesome. Walk yourself all the way back into your squat, and then walk yourself out. Push up, and then with your other hand, reach forward and tap. Or just reach forward like you're a one-armed Superman. We're gonna go for 10 of these total. Start whenever you're ready. Up, push up, one-armed Superman. I mean, I get it, Superman is indestructible, so why would he ever have one arm? Okay, once you finish that, we do reverse lunge to straight leg kick. So left arm goes out in front of you at shoulder height. Right foot goes back into reverse lunge, and then you kick that foot and go straight back into lunge. We're gonna go for 15 of these. Start whenever you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, once you finish your 15, go straight to the other side. Right arm out in front of you, left foot comes back, into the kick. Super duper. All right. Well, once you're done with those, these might have a real name, but I don't know what they are. So let's call them X-Wings because it's Star Wars Day. So we're gonna bring hands behind your head, clasping your fingers. We're gonna bring a knee to an elbow, staying lateral. So your upper body's dropping down to meet the knee. So it's an oblique crunch while standing. We're gonna go for 20 of these. These don't have to be done fast, but we do want to try to make that connection. Once you get to 20 of those, we're going to do beast push-ups. So these sound worse than they are. They're not really beast push-ups. They're like push-ups with a little break in between. I'm gonna go for 10. And I'll demonstrate the first few. Start whenever you're ready, but 10 of these guys. So you do your push-up and then come back, bending the knees, pushing the butt back behind you, and then right back into your push-up. When you push your butt up behind you, it's like you're trying to really push, so you're pushing the floor away. And bending at the knees. Once you get to 10 of those, you can stop. Get one more exercise in the superset and then we'll do it all one more time. So single leg squats. So this is just to help with that hip stability, ankle, knee, and joint stability. So standing on one foot, trying to keep your hips level with the floor. You're gonna bend at the knee and then straighten yourself up. You're gonna do that 15 times on each side. It doesn't really matter how deep you go, as long as you keep your knee in line with your toes and your hips level with the floor. Whoa. If you feel like your balance is kind of iffy on this, think about looking at something that doesn't move. In yoga, they call that your drishti, but in Nolan Fitness Bootcamp, we just call it looking at that thing that doesn't move. Once you get to 15, switch legs. And it's okay if you have to dab that other foot for a second. We're just gonna try and stay balanced. Once you finish your 15, whoopie-doo, you can rest for about 20 seconds. We're gonna do our last circuit. Okay. So coming down into a deep squat. And I feel like we shouldn't call these one-arm Supermans because May the 4th. You could call them Baby Yodas. Show of hands, who likes Baby Yodas? Okay, good, Baby Yodas. All right, so starting off in your squat. Walk yourself out. Push up, reach forward. Come all the way back in your squat. We're doing 10 of these total. Eight. Great, once you finish those, reverse lunge, straight leg kick, 15 on each side. So left arm goes out in front of you at shoulder height, right foot goes back, and then try and kick those left fingertips. soon as you finish your 15, just switch sides. Right arm out in front of you, left foot goes back. Elbow to knee, or TIE fighters, or X-wings, I forget what we call them, but pretty much this guy. So it's an oblique crunch while you're standing, going to 20, trying to make that connection. 7, you got it, Jim. And this might feel a little weird, because how often do we do this in real life? Hopefully never. I can't think of a functional situation where you would need to do this. Maybe get to 20, and stop. Okay, and then last set of beast push-ups. So this is one where you do the push-up and then you push your butt back behind you, keeping your back straight. And if the push-up seems kind of impossible after 10, you can go from plank back into the, put your butt to the sky, and then back to plank. But if you can add the push-up, go for it. Well, once you finish your 10 of those, come all the way up to standing. Last set of single leg squats. So one knee's up. Try and keep your chest up as you go down into the squat, 15 on each side. And I get it, like your legs might be a little tired here, but just do your best. Once you get to 15, switch sides. Whoopie-doo. Okay, rest for a few seconds. Just gonna do a few more exercises on the floor. So if you happen to have a mat by you, you can use the mat or a towel. If not, floor is just fine. All right, so laying on your back here. We're just gonna finish with the upper body. Have an upper ab, lower ab, and then isometric. So we're gonna do 25 crunches straight up and down. So if you can be on the floor or they can be off the floor, hands can be across your shoulders or behind your head. The only thing I really care about is keeping a good distance between your chin and your chest. So you're not pulling on your head as you come up, but it's your abs that are squeezing to bring you up. So do a set of 25, start whenever you're ready. Once you finish your 25, you do a set of 20 leg lifts. So you can put your hands under your butt or just either side of your body. You're going to straighten out your legs, raise them up over your hips. So try and keep a little bend in between your knees as you lower down. And if this kind of hurts your lower back, you can bend your knees a little bit more to take the strain off. Go for 20 of these. Well, once you finish your 20, we're going to finish our workout with a little isometric contraction. So we're going to lift up your feet, creating a tabletop with your shins and flexing your toes towards you. We're going to press your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. So you're just creating pressure in opposite directions. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds, starting right now. So pushing away, you're pushing, so your lower back is like pressing into the mat. And your head can rest along the floor. And keep pushing. You got 10 more seconds. Good. Keep the pressure on. Try and push those legs away from you. Try and push your legs into your hands. Almost done. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Let's just finish sitting, legs out in front of you. Inhale, reaching both hands up. Exhale to fold, just easy forward fold. Letting your forehead drop down towards your knees. Stretching out your hammies. Stretching out your back, taking a deep breath. Big exhale. Reaching out past your toes, coming all the way back up. We'll come all the way up to standing. We'll do one last stretch. So you can hold onto a wall or a chair, or if your balance is pretty good, just stand on one foot and grab onto an ankle. You're going to pull that knee behind you as you kind of draw your hip forwards. And inhaling so you have a nice straight spine. The crown of your head is reaching up towards the ceiling. And breathe, stretch out your hip flexor and your quad. And I am a sweaty mess today. I don't know about you guys. Switching sides. Good, Jim, see if you can bring that knee back just a little bit further. There you go. Tom, staying nice and straight, beautiful. Sam, always perfect. Jamie, solid as a tree. And come on out. Good. Do a little happy dance. Because you're done. I'll meet everyone. And